and thank you for tuning in to CAN TV. My name is Stephanie Rios, a staff member here. And today we have Gabriela Roman from Spanish Coalition for Housing. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having us here.
No. The pleasure is all ours. So Gabriela, let's start off. Can you tell us a little bit about the programs and services that Spanish Coalition for Housing offers?
Sure. Spanish Coalition for Housing has been around for more than 45 years, and it was formed because many of families that we serve, especially Latino families, did not have access to financial products. And what we do is we are a HUD certified housing counseling agency, and we provide bilingual services both in English and in Spanish to help families that want to access housing or financial services. We have many programs that we work with different partners, including banks, government agencies from the city, the state, and nationally as well, to help families buy their first home, help families that are facing foreclosure, families that want to fix their credit, families that are looking to access affordable rentals or that want to stay in their homes and avoid eviction. And also we help families seeking weatherization and heating assistance.
Okay. Wow, you do so much. And what's your role in the organization?
I really help lead the agency, and we have 3 offices in the north side at 1922 North Pulaski. We also have one in Pilsen at 1915 South Blue Island, and in the southeast side at 9010 South Commercial. And so sometimes I cover the entire city because what we really want to do is with the 3 offices is help families throughout the city of Chicago. And in fact, over the course of a year, we help more than 10,000 families.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a lot. That's something that's very valuable to the community. So
Right. And I also want to emphasize that we do not just help Latinos. The name is Spanish Coalition for Housing. Yes, we specialize in helping families to speak Spanish. Our staff speak Spanish, and we really have a welcoming culture, and we try to make people feel like they're part of our family. But we also help just anybody that requires our assistance. We help more than 2,000 African Americans each year. So it's not exclusively to Latinos, and in fact, our doors are open to everyone.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm very glad to hear that. That's very important for everyone to know that it's all inclusive. So can you tell us, you mentioned a few of the programs and the types of services that you offer. Are these year-round services, or are there any expiration on any of these programs or services?
Well, we have a little bit of both, but let me start by talking a little bit about some of the programs that are expiring, because I think it's very important to get the word out to families that there's, in particular, there's one program that we're working on that has been very helpful to families. It's called Making Home Affordable, and Making Home Affordable has been, I would say, a signature program of the Obama administration. What we do is we work with banks throughout the nation, and we help families submit applications to get their loan modified. And this program is, like I said, coming to an end at the end of the year. So I want to just let families know that if you are having problems paying with your mortgage, that you should really be reaching out to us as soon as possible, today, tomorrow. Don't let the holidays get in the way. Get your paperwork together, because regardless of the holidays, this program will be ending at the end of the year.
I'm so glad that you brought that up, because sometimes with the holidays, it's like you get so caught up in everything and you forget about, hey, the most important things. We have to make sure that we have all of our finances or everything that's important in order. It's not just about the gifts and the rompope, right?
Right. And we have some families that, we're helping right now, and the ones that have been successful in receiving modification during the month of November, I would say have been about the happiest people that we have seen because there's a great burden relieved off them. And the first thing that they say is, we're going to be home for Christmas. And I think that's very important to be able to tell your family we're going to stay, and not only are we going to stay right now, but we're going to stay here for a very long time.
Oh, that makes me happy because that's one thing that you guys also do is I love the fact that, I mean, you kind of focus on every aspect of home ownership, right? It's not just home buying, right? It's to make sure that when you're in your home that you keep your home, right? So that's an important part of it. It's
Yes, absolutely. It's very important because before 2008, people were just worried about buying a home and getting into a home, but they never really, many didn't think, can I afford this home? Will I be able to make the payments long term? And what our focus is about sustainable home ownership, because we want families to stay, because when they stay, especially like when they buy at an early age, they are able to save enough and pay off their mortgage, and then have a home without a mortgage when they're retired. And also, I know that a lot of families use the equity from their homes to help get college loans, and that's important to, especially many of the low-income families. It's very important to making sure that there's a resource out there to help your children go to college.
Great, great. And for those of you just tuning in, you're tuning into CAN TV. My name is Stephanie Rios, and I'm a staff member here. We are here with Gabriela Roman from Spanish Coalition for Housing. Gabriela, I'm going to get into a topic that's very relevant to now, might be a little bit controversial, but can we talk about what changes you've seen, or if there have been any preparations to make any changes at Spanish Coalition for Housing because of the President-elect Donald Trump being nominated?
Well, first of all, I want to start by saying that at Spanish Coalition for Housing, we work with everyone from both sides of the aisles, and we try to look for common goals where we can help families. But some of the things that are concerning are that the new administration might reduce programs for foreclosure prevention. As I mentioned before, making home affordable has been a signature Obama program. So I know before the election there were discussions that we might have an extension of that program, but I know people were waiting on the results of the election. Had it gone the other way, maybe there would have been an extension, but now we're pretty certain that the program will not be extended beyond this year. So it's important that families come in and seek resources right now.
So there you go. You heard it. Make sure that you're calling and make sure that you're reaching out now to make sure that the programs that you have been maybe looking at for a while will still be available. And if not, I'm sure that Spanish Coalition for Housing can help you to find something to fit your needs. Now, speaking of next year, can you tell us a little bit about what the goals are for 2017 for Spanish Coalition?
Sure. Well, we're still going to continue helping families in foreclosure. We're working with a program with the state. It's called the Illinois Hardest Hit Fund. And this is an excellent program for families that have received an income reduction. They have there's available if you qualify up to $35,000 to help you pay your back mortgage and your monthly mortgage payments up to 12 months. So that program, regardless, is going to continue, and it's just started this fall, and we've had quite a bit of success with that. But we're going to continue in 2017 working with that program, and it's, like I said, $35,000. It's an excellent resource for families, and the program is called the Illinois Hardest Hit Fund. We are also going to work on increasing home ownership. Much of the work we have been doing the past 8 years has been centered around foreclosures, but we really want to get out of the deficit that families have, and really start helping families, with something positive. Help families buy homes, help families build equity, and help families take root in communities and build communities. So we are actually working on multiple programs with the city, with the state, the county now, and also with private banks. And the good thing is there is money available for down payment and closing cost assistance. I don't think many people know that there's money to help you buy your home.
Yeah.
So you don't actually, I know one of the biggest barriers that people say is like, well, I don't have enough money saved to buy a home now, but you can actually come to us, and we'll let you know where there is money available to help you buy your home.
There you go. All
Yes.
right. Well, Gabriela, thank you so much for joining us. I know that we have one of your colleagues that will be coming up next. So before we go to your website, I want to give a little bit of information out to the audience. Can you just give people the phone number and the address for the office where you're located?
Sure. Our main office is at 1922 North Pulaski, and our phone number is 773-342-7575. And we have 2 other offices, so we can direct you to the other offices and get you to the one that's closest to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Gabriela. Thank you for being here.
Thank
and
you for having me.
while we bring in our other guests, I'll go over the website and show you some information about those 2 other locations. Okay, so here we are at the Spanish Coalition for Housing website. So here's some information that we're going to talk about right now with our next guest. But for those of you who are looking for information where the other offices are located, in case the main office, which is on Pulaski, is not available to you, they also have 1915 South Blue Island. The phone number is 312-850-2660, and another office in Southeast part of Chicago, and that's at 9010 South Commercial. And the phone number is 773-7575. Okay, and we have here our next guest. Joseph, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hi. My name is Joseph Lopez. I serve as a development manager with the Spanish Coalition for Housing. So my role is really to look at opportunities for resource development for the organization, everything from identifying funding opportunities for our programs that support our efforts in the communities, to identifying strategic partnerships, and of course looking at strategic ways for our communications and marketing efforts to reach the communities that we look to make a strong impact in.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for being here, Joseph. So you have a big event coming up. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
So our event is scheduled for November 29th. It is Make Dreams Come True event, which is an opportunity for us to both highlight the accomplishments of some of our client families who have either achieved home ownership or preserved home ownership, as well as opportunities to network with our current supporters and prospective supporters in the community. So it's a cocktail hour event located at 2033 West North Avenue in the Wicker Park community, immediately accessible to the CTA's Blue Line, Damon Avenue station. So if folks are familiar with the area, it's near the Sixth Corner, Damon, Milwaukee, and North Avenue. The event kicks off at 6 p.m. To 9 p.m. So as I indicated, just an opportunity to really connect, to recognize the great work of our housing counseling team and the commitment of our successful families, and of course to acknowledge the many supporters and introduce folks to the Spanish Coalition for Housing and our work.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the name of the event is Make Dreams Come True, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So is there meaning behind that name?
Yes, so we took that theme, Make Dreams Come True, and really kind of aligned it to a fairy tale theme. And in terms of many folks may be familiar with the fairy tale layout, where you have a main character who is supported by a number of supporting characters, ultimately to make their dreams come true. So we look at that from a housing counseling perspective as our counselors being the supporting characters to support the individual and family on their path to home ownership or home ownership preservation. So everyone has a role in that effort. And we look at our donors and our supporters and our community partners as really a key part of that that team effort to help those families make those dreams come true. And so this is an opportunity to make those connections, but also to acknowledge the fact that it takes a whole host of individual supporters to connect the appropriate resources to the families to make their dreams of home ownership and stable housing a reality.
Oh, that's amazing. I didn't get all that from just the title, so I'm glad that you explained that so people know that. So you mentioned that the event is November 29th.
That's
so
correct.
that falls on a Tuesday, and I know that there's some significance of why it falls on a Tuesday. Is that correct?
That is correct. So we are hosting our event on November 29th, which is from a national level, also the Giving Tuesday fundraising campaign effort, which if many folks are not familiar with that. So the Giving Tuesday is a mobile social media fundraising event that is recognized nationally. Here in the U.S., it traditionally falls the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So it was really created a little over 5 years ago. And with a local nonprofit in New York City, the goal is really to rally supporters and have a formal kickoff of donations and fundraising during the holiday season. So it's kind of a call to action. It really has taken off over the past 5 years, both nationally and globally, where because social media is so accessible across our communities, both here and in the U.S. and abroad, that it just provides an opportunity to enhance local support of the many great missions and nonprofit efforts out in our communities. For us at the Spanish Coalition for Housing, we look to it as an opportunity to support the great work of our housing counseling programs and to enhance our impact in the community so that we can bring more counseling services and connect with more families who are in need of the support service.
I'm really glad that you guys are bringing awareness to, the idea of that Tuesday, that Giving Tuesday, and using that as the significance, because I think that around the times of the holidays, especially around like Thanksgiving, right, we're all talking about all the things that we're so thankful for, and there are many people who are not so fortunate, so it's a perfect time, I think, when people start to reflect on what they can do to help others. So this is a great opportunity for people who have been thinking about that, who have had that feeling right now that the holidays are setting in. This is one way that they can participate and help an organization that is helping so many people. So for those of you who are just tuning into CAN TV, my name is Stephanie Rios. I am a staff member here, and we're with Joseph Lopez from the Spanish Coalition for Housing. So we're talking about an event that they have coming up, the Make Dreams Come True event. And can you tell me a little bit about what guests can expect when they arrive to the event?
Sure. So the event kicks off at 6 p.m. And we are happy to announce that we also will be joined by Cook County Commissioner Jesus Chuy Garcia, who will come out and support the event as well. So we're excited about that. Also, for when guests do come in and kick off the event, there'll be an opportunity to mingle, to have share a cocktail, have some light appetizers. There'll be a formal program, as I mentioned, which will kick off with some brief remarks by our administration leadership, as well as Commissioner Chuy Garcia, Cook County Commissioner, and then an awards presentation to some of the families from each one of our 3 offices who have successfully completed our programming, and an opportunity to acknowledge their dedication and support, but also to really explain to folks how our programs have a direct impact on households and families. So we're excited about that. It's a very, we look to it as having a fun mingling opportunity during the holiday season, but also a very meaningful one. To raise awareness and really highlight how folks can support our efforts as an organization, and of course to recognize the hard work that goes into reaching some of those goals.
That's wonderful. So can we talk a little bit, I'm sure everyone has been listening and they're very excited about the event. They want to attend the event. So can you tell us where people can get information about obtaining tickets?
Yes, so they can log on to our website at www.sc4, the number 4, housing.org. That's SCH.
Yeah, we'll go here to the overhead
Yes.
and we can have a little bit of the information here. So
Yes.
this is the information for Spanish Coalition for Housing. You can go ahead and back to what you were saying.
Great, so that is sc4housing.org, so folks can access information about the event, and of course look to our the information online to see if they're interested in any one of our housing counseling programs, whether you're a prospective homeowner or just curious about the path to homeownership, or a current homeowner, or a small landlord who is interested about resources to support your current situation. We have those resources for you. So you can identify the office nearest you, and we are highly accessible. But please visit us online, or you can also call our direct line at 773-342-7575.
All right. So we talked about the event. Gabriela was so kind to talk about many of the programs and services that you offer. So in today's social media world, let's make sure that everyone has the information for all of your social media, because I know that you are very active in social media.
Yes. So from social media, you can find us on Facebook as well as Twitter, and our Twitter handle is #SC for housing, as well as Make Dreams Come True. My apologies.
There you go. We're just making sure we has his notes.
Sure, yeah, I just want to make sure that we give you the appropriate information here. So we do have our Twitter handle at SC4Housing, and you could follow us on our campaign at #SCHDreams. So it's our Twitter handle is at SC4Housing, #SCHDreams.
Great.
So feel free to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Very, very important. Well, thank you to everyone who has joined us today. We hope that you have learned a little bit more about Spanish Coalition for Housing, a bit more about the great event that they have coming up. And if you want to reach out to them, I'll give you once more the information for their office, which is the main office, 1922 North Pulaski, Chicago, Illinois, 60639. Again, the website, sc4housing.org. And the phone number is 773-342-7575. And for the information about the 2 other offices that they have, you can always go to the website. Joseph, thank you so much for joining us. We want to also thank Gabriela for joining us, and we hope that you enjoyed the program and that you have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.